everyone. I'm Ronnie.
And I'm Jessica.
And you're listening to Clean With Me,
the podcast where we walk you through cleaning your house.
Thanks for joining me. In today's episode, we are going to be working in your bedroom. And for those of you who are new to the show, my daughter and I take turns recording, and then we also record together once a week. So this episode is just me, and it's time to gear up for our cleaning session. So what that might mean is lighting a scented candle or turning on a wax warmer in your room, or if you don't feel presentable, maybe freshening up a little bit and putting on something that's comfortable yet you feel good in, and something you can clean in. But we're not going to be using any bleach or anything like that. We're not going to be deep cleaning the bathroom, although we are going to pick up in there if you have a bathroom in your room. But in this episode, we're going to focus on the bedroom itself. While you're gearing up for your cleaning session, I'm going to kind of go out on a limb here and say that I think pretty much anyone who feels like they need this show, who struggles a little bit with either cleaning your house or focusing on it, or just keeping your house under control in general, probably also struggles with keeping their room clean. Because I feel like when we're responsible for an entire house, sometimes our back bedroom gets put on the back burner, so to speak. So that's why I make so many episodes about cleaning your room, and I feel like these episodes get a lot of downloads. So I think that I'm not alone in this. Sometimes that back bedroom is the final frontier. You're getting ready for company and you want to clean your room and have every room clean, in case somebody needs to use that second bathroom or whatever. But you save it for last, and oftentimes you don't get to it at all. You just shut the door and hope nobody asks to use that other bathroom. So that's how it is for me anyway. Let's get right into our cleaning session. Now, one of the first things you might want to do is either make your bed or strip your bed. Making your bed is a great way to start out cleaning your room. It makes the room look better instantly, and it also creates a nice clean staging area where you can kind of set things that you're sorting through. When you're just clearing off the floor, you can pick up things and put them on the bed to kind of go through if you need to make piles or something like that. But there's kind of a springboard effect that the room starts to look better, and you get some instant gratification. You see immediate progress when you make your bed, and it only takes a couple minutes to make the bed. Why you would strip your bed at the beginning is because if you're going to be washing bedding, changing sheets, typically you want to get that done early on. Whatever time of day you're listening to this, you probably want to get your bed put back together. You don't want to get sidetracked, and then when it's time for bed, you're facing a bare mattress or something. So if your goal is to get your room smelling fresh and clean, maybe washing all of your bedding is on the agenda today. But if you just want to get the clutter under control, maybe it's a good day to just quickly make your bed to kind of kick things off, so to speak. The next step, and we're going to be working quickly here, because the next step is to take out the trash or grab a trash bag. So you either have a substantial waste basket that you can be putting trash into and you need to empty it so you can start filling it back up, or maybe you need to grab a trash bag. If you don't need a trash bag to clean your room, then maybe this episode isn't for you, and you might want to click on one of my other episodes where we focus on those main areas like your kitchen, your living room. But chances are you need a trash bag if it's been a while since you've deep cleaned your bedroom. The other day, I feel like I was telling my whole family, that lives here, my husband, my kids, my younger kids. I feel like I was telling everybody I've got a four-day weekend and I'm going to be cleaning the whole house. I want to get a lot done. And there came a point where on the last day I had somewhere to go that evening, afternoon-ish. I had to leave in the afternoon. And I found myself texting my sister. I think I had told her also that I'd be cleaning. I found myself texting her like, I said I was going to get the house clean over this weekend and I'm in my last 2 hours. It's not that I didn't do anything before that. I did do some decluttering and some small projects around the house. However, my room was saved for those last couple hours, and it didn't take 2 hours to clean it. I was also working in the kitchen during that time, getting ready to go somewhere. So it was kind of like in 2 hours, I needed to get ready to go somewhere, clean my kitchen, and deep clean my room. And I also cleaned my bathroom during that time. So I don't feel like you need as much time as I had because you're not deep cleaning the bathroom as well, which was something that I did. But I was pretty happy because I feel like the main projects that I needed to accomplish were just deep cleaning my bathroom and bedroom, because those are things that I save for last when I'm in a particularly busy season. And I'm not just talking about like the season of life. I'm talking about like the literal season. Sometimes you have a lot going on, like at the end of the school year and things like that. So that's what I mean by literally a busy season, as in, summertime, so to speak. I know it's not officially summer, but school's out and there's a lot going on, camp fundraisers and whatnot. Last day of school activities, all the things. I've been busy. So anyway, like I said, it was 2 hours, but I was kind of multitasking, I guess you could say. But since I did just clean my room and I got it looking pretty good, I feel like I want to talk about it. Also, I don't usually record in my room, but I'm literally in the room so that I can kind of look around and think about what I did during this deep clean that I did recently. So hopefully by now you've made your bed or stripped your bed, you've taken out the trash or grabbed a trash bag. You might also need another container of some sort. I have what's called a donation station, where there's just a place that I put things that I plan to donate. So when I'm working in a room, whether it's my bedroom, my living room, my kitchen, not a lot of decluttering as far as getting rid of things happens in the living room. I don't keep a lot of stuff there. So it's usually my bedroom, maybe my bathroom drawers, or the kitchen where I'm typically decluttering in the sense of getting rid of things. And I don't usually have to get a container for things I'm donating. I probably do grab a bag when I'm like literally going through my wardrobe, but we're not going to get sidetracked and start sorting through your clothes, because you would probably rather do that than clean your room. You've probably been procrastinating on the room. So this is not the time to kind of take inventory on your wardrobe. That's for another day. And that's something you'll feel good about doing with the backdrop of a clean room. So let's not get sidetracked on clothing. But my point is, if I'm cleaning my room and I randomly find something that I want to either just donate to charity or give to a friend, like there's just a place that I put that. My donation station is a bag in the very back of my closet. It's a walk-in closet. And, if I find something that basically my own cast-offs, it's usually clothing that, I happen to come across. I'm not saying like I'm sorting through my clothing when I'm cleaning my room, but I might happen across something like, I keep trying this on, it doesn't fit or whatever. I might just stick that in the bag. So that's the kind of clothing decluttering that could happen. But mostly when I'm cleaning my room, I need to just get rid of stuff. Mail, sometimes I have, junk mail and stuff I need to toss, things like that. So you may need a container for donatables, but maybe not. You may just need a trash bag. And if I find something I want to donate, I just kind of run to one of my donation stations, as I call them. There's a place in the back of the closet where I just put things into a bag, and then in my hall closet, I have more of an organized system for passing things down to smaller kids. Like, if I'm going through the laundry pile, this is too small for my son, I'm going to put it in one of these little cubbies for my nephews. So that's another form of a donation station. That having been said, even though this isn't all about getting rid of things, I do encourage you to keep in mind as you're cleaning your room that it's always good to get rid of things. So I want you to do at least a 10-item toss. And I do not count trash necessarily as part of my 10-item toss. So right now I'm sitting at my desk. I'm looking at an empty bottled Starbucks Frappuccino. Those bottles are a common sight around my house. That's my one crutch, my one addiction. Okay, those would not count as part of a 10-item toss. That would just be part of, cleaning the room, throwing away obvious trash. But a 10-item toss is where I'm going a little deeper and thinking about, like, what can I get rid of to make my room a little bit more minimalist? And sometimes this stuff does need to go in the trash, but it's not that obvious stuff, like just an empty container, okay, an empty bottle or something. So let's continue on. Along those lines, you're going to want to deal with any clutter on the floor. Okay, once your bed's either made or stripped, the first order of business is clearing the floor. That's what's going to make the biggest impact. That's what's going to make your room look normal, like, other people's rooms. That's kind of how I think when I'm, like, does anyone else's room look like this sometimes? When my room's out of control. But yeah, they probably, maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. Some of us are worse about it, and that's okay. I'm one of them. So first thing is to deal with the clutter on the floor, including under the bed. So as you're picking things up, if you know what to do with them right away, you put them away. Like, this goes here, this goes there. Dirty laundry goes in the hamper. Shoes go in the closet, preferably in a shoe rack. All those obvious decisions, you move quickly, but sometimes you come across something, you're not sure what to do with it. It's your house. You decide where things go, but for some reason, you're still going to come across some things that you don't know what to do with. That happens in an out of control room. So you're not going to let that slow you down. You're not going to lose momentum. If there's something that you have to make some kind of hard decision about, you're going to set that on the bed. Okay? Most things on your floor, you know what to do with. You've got dirty clothes, possibly clean clothes, shoes, trash. Trash might be under your bed. Things get kicked under the bed. So what you're going to want to do, if you have a large bed that's difficult to move, like we do, we have a really heavy bed. It's a California King. So it's not like I'm just vacuuming down there, but I will grab a broom and just drag everything out. I'll use that broom as a tool to pull everything out from under the bed. I'm not, when I vacuum, I do go under the bed a ways, but I'm not real concerned about cleaning that carpet because I just can't really reach it. So I just don't want to see any objects down there. I mean, ideally, someone should move the bed so I can vacuum up the dust, but I have other priorities. I don't like seeing anything under there, though. So you're going to want to pull everything out. It's kind of like when you were a kid and you tell your mom your room's clean, and then she's like, no, it's not. And she pulls everything out from under your bed and everything out of your closet. That's kind of what I'm doing to you today. So you want to pick up everything that's out in the visible floor of your room, but you also want to pull anything out from under your bed. And like I said, don't get hung up on one item. You're ever cleaning your room and you come across a photo or something you forgot you had, and a notebook, and you just start reading it, and no, let's not do anything like that. Let's put things where they go. certain things, you might have a desk in your room, certain things go there. Let's get that floor picked up. While you're picking that up, I'll talk about a change that I made in my room that kind of helped motivate me. I'm real big on moving furniture around or reorganizing, redecorating, because I feel like things like that make a room fresh again and you get excited about the room again. If you're the type of person who's like used to novelty or just thrives on novelty, in some ways I'm a creature of habit, but in some ways I thrive on novelty. There's a famous quote from my sister-in-law where she said, Ronnie always has to have either a new house, a new baby, or a new dog. And I mean, it rang true. It definitely rang true. Now the new babies can be grandbabies. I don't really want to move and I don't want a new dog, but I guess the grandbabies keep coming. And then, sometimes it's a new job. So there's that. But no, in all seriousness, I've been with the same company for like 9 months now. So I've found a keeper there. But anyway, I say that now, right? But anyway, if you kind of thrive on novelty, then you can, and you know that about yourself, you can go ahead and make little changes to keep things fresh and exciting. I have an aunt who loves decorating her house. Her house is beautifully decorated. And from time to time, she changes things up. And that's part of the fun of decorating. So anyway, this isn't really a decorating thing, but I had this desk that I bought to put my computer on when I first got my job or when I first started interviewing for this type of work. And I already had one desk, but I got another desk and I thought this is perfect because it had kind of a raised shelf. If you're someone who does like Zoom meetings and stuff, like you put your computer a little bit elevated so that you're not just looking down at the computer during the meeting. It's supposed to be kind of like eye level. So it had these shelves to one side and it was perfect placement for the computer and everything, but it really was just a flimsy, cheap desk. And what would happen is anytime I would bump the desk, the whole thing would shake and it would look like I was shaking my computer. I don't know, it was just awkward. It didn't look good. When you're in a Zoom meeting, you're looking at yourself sometimes and you're like, this doesn't look good. It looks like I'm just shaking my computer. I look like an idiot. So that was something that was kind of bothering me. My husband was like, don't move, just don't move. Well, yeah, easier said than done. I'm going to just keep bumping the desk. So anyway, I realized that the desk in my kitchen that I was using as a coffee station is just a super heavy duty wooden desk. So I had my husband and teenage son switch those desks out. This is one of the things that happened over the 4-day weekend. I had them switch those desks out. So now the one that's a little flimsy or whatever is the coffee station, which it's fine for that. I mean, it looks fine. It's new and everything. But yeah, just bumping into it during a Zoom meeting. I don't know. Maybe somebody out there will know the struggle of that. But now it's just this heavy stationary desk in my room. Also, that other desk, it was just kind of a computer stand with shelves. It had 0 drawers. So that was kind of a messy situation, just piling stuff on top of it. With this desk, I've got plenty of drawers. I take notes during a meeting or print something. I can stick it in the drawer. So I'm definitely happy with that. But as a side benefit, this desk was shaped differently, narrower in a way. So it made my little corner of my room that's my office bigger. And it just looked a lot better. So I was excited about that. And I feel like that was part of what motivated. I mean, part of it was just I have all these days off, so I need to get my house in ship shape. But part of the excitement was how nice my office looked. So I wanted the rest of the room to look nice too. So yeah, they say not to have your office in your room. But when you have a bunch of kids, whoever said that didn't have a bunch of kids, because you kind of need to go in there and shut the door, for the quiet. So, and fun fact, I don't constantly work in my office. I am sometimes sitting on my bed with a laptop and then come over to my office for the meetings. So anyway, you may have an office area in your room. Okay. Maybe you need to clear that off. Once you've dealt with all of the clutter, maybe you had to, I guess I was envisioning you putting some paperwork and stuff on your desk where it belongs. Maybe it was on the nightstand or scattered around. The other thing, just be decluttering your room. I'm saying decluttering my room. Be decluttering your room, and I can't talk you through it real specifically. You're just going to be putting things away. Some things are trash. Some things need to be put away in your room, and some things need to be relocated to another room of your house. Okay? So, and if there's something that you're going to get hung up on, a photo album, an outfit that you're not sure if you want to donate or not, things like that, lay them on the bed for now, because you got to get that floor clear. Okay? First and foremost. And if you're ahead of the game and you've already picked up the floor, obviously you're going to just look around for deep cleaning tasks, whether it's, wiping down a windowsill, washing a window. Don't put off washing a window forever. It's not as hard as it sounds. Washing a window, wiping down switch plates, pictures on the walls, clearing surfaces as far as your desk, your nightstand, your dresser, maybe a craft table, coffee table. I have like a coffee table, like it's our previous coffee table from before we got new furniture. And I kind of use that as a craft station where I have like my hand knitting stuff. So that is a little corner that I have. You definitely, if you have ongoing crafts, you definitely want to kind of have a little station for that kind of stuff. So right now we're just getting your room under control. This isn't the time to maybe switch desks or create a craft station, but it's just some stuff to be thinking about to keep your room more organized in the future. Now, we've talked about putting things in the hamper, the closet, getting rid of things. But what about clean clothes? You may have some clean clothes that are draped over things, because once you finish picking up the floor, you're going to be looking at surfaces. There could be things hanging over your footboard of your bed, over a chair. There may be some kind of clutter magnet in your room where you pile clothes. It seems like anytime I have like a soft, comfortable chair in my room, like a recliner or something, I always envision like I need a nice chair in here, a nice plush chair. You end up putting your clean clothes on the chair to avoid putting them on the floor. I don't know if you struggle with that, but it's time to put away clean clothes. And if you're not sure whether something is clean or dirty, maybe just take lessons from the kids. I don't know if you have school-aged kids, but kids are just notorious for putting everything in the dirty clothes when they clean their room. It's like all of a sudden you thought you were caught up on laundry. You walk in the laundry room, the hamper's full, it's overflowing, and you realize that your child just cleaned their room, and the way they got it done so quickly is they just put everything in the hamper. But it definitely solves the problem of wondering whether something's clean or dirty. Like, I don't know if I should hang this up. Now's not the time to be examining things. Maybe just wash everything and kind of start with a clean slate. Sometimes these housekeeping rules or household rules are made to be broken. In general, we don't want to find something in the clean laundry, or when we go to wash laundry that a child did not wear. Like, it's totally off season. Like, I know you didn't wear a swimsuit. Like, why is this in the laundry? Or whatever, for example. Or it's like a heavy coat in the middle of summer and you're washing it. Like, huh? Okay. Yeah, I get that. But sometimes it's okay to just kind of start over. Like, you know what? I don't have time to go through this pile of things I've draped over a chair. Let's just wash everything, and then in the future, keep up on it so we're not wasting laundry detergent, energy, things like that. obviously you don't want your kids to constantly wash things that are not dirty, but my point is, maybe if you're running out of time on this step because I want to move on to something else, maybe your clean clothes can just go in the dirty laundry if you're not sure whether they're clean. If you know they're clean and that's why you draped them over something, hang them up or whatever. Let's talk about hanging up versus putting things in drawers. I feel like some people hang up almost all of their clothes and their drawers are like for socks and underwear, or small articles of clothing, I guess. But the way I do it, I do put most of my clothes in drawers because I'm just less likely to procrastinate if I have a large dresser and I can put things into drawers. Okay. My dressy outfits and my jackets and sweaters, I hang up. But if I don't consider something dressy, I usually don't hang it up. Sometimes when I'm feeling real motivated, I might hang up some casual outfits, especially if I want to maybe hang up something I'm going to wear the the next day. Like, I'm going to hang this up because I'm putting it on tomorrow or whatever. But in general, my thing is casual clothes just get folded and put in the drawers, and then, it's like the dresses and skirts are hanging up or, stuff like that. But anyway, that's how I do it. My kids, I want their school uniforms hanging up. I want their church clothes hanging up, but their play clothes, so to speak. I mean, you don't really say play clothes to teenagers, but like I probably would say that to my 11-year-old, but the concept of play clothes, even if I don't really say it out loud, just their church clothes and school clothes get hung up and the rest can just go in the drawers. That's kind of the way I do it. Some kids and teenagers will kind of develop their own organizational systems. Some people are just kind of naturally organized. Definitely my 16-year-old son, has certain things in certain drawers, and my 13-year-old daughter also. But my 11-year-old will kind of just, we're lucky if he puts things in the drawers, okay? So every kid is different. But this isn't about kid rooms. I was just kind of getting off on a rabbit trail there, thinking that I'm giving you permission to wash something that may not be dirty, just so that you don't get hung up on that step of putting away, quote unquote, clean clothes. Okay. Anyway, let's see. What about wiping down the surfaces? You may be already doing that or not. Sometimes a good time to dust your ceiling fan, if you have a fan above the bed, is right before you wash the bedding. So I probably should have mentioned that earlier, because, the dust falls down or whatever. But that's a once in a while thing, cleaning the fan. Let's see. Oh, you might use dusting spray and a cloth. You might dry dust. If your room's pretty pristine and you're not like eating on your nightstands and whatnot, you could dry dust with a feather duster or some type of dusting tool. More than likely, you're going to need a dusting spray and a dusting spray and a cloth. Or if you have kind of rustic surfaces or just surfaces that are heavily soiled, a disinfecting wipe would be fine. I tend to gravitate toward rustic looking furniture, and sometimes I can just clean it with a wipe. Most of my furniture I can clean with a wipe. What about your blinds or curtains? You may want to kind of shake the dust from your curtains or dust your blinds. I have a little tool for dusting blinds. But if they get real dirty, you can just remove them and take them outside and hose them down at some point. But just for everyday touch-ups, I often just use this little blind tool that they're kind of like little fingers that grip the blinds and dust them. I do use a cleaning wipe in my windowsills. Another thing you might want to deal with are any mirrors in your bedroom. I mentioned windows. Now, if you have a bathroom attached to your room, I'm not going to give you enough time in this episode to deep clean the bathroom, but you want to at least pick it up because I consider that bathroom part of my room. So I will go in there and make sure the floor is picked up, and I will at least just remove the clutter from the bathroom countertop, kind of, put the makeup in the makeup drawers and things like that. So that's something that you may want to do. You may want to make sure that you've got a clean towel hanging in your bathroom, near the shower or bathtub, and basically just straighten up. Like I said, when I cleaned my bedroom, bathroom, kitchen, and was getting ready to go somewhere all at once, it took a couple hours to get all that done, and that included vacuuming my room as well. Okay, so let's review. Hopefully you have made your bed or stripped your bed, taken out the trash or filled up a trash bag. Hopefully you've dealt with all clutter on the floor, including under the bed, picked up your dirty clothes and shoes, any other clutter from your floor under the bed, put away your clean clothes, or if you weren't sure if they were clean, tossed them in the hamper. Hopefully you removed surface clutter from your end table, your desk, your nightstands, maybe even a craft table, if there aren't just crafts everywhere. And hopefully you wipe down some surfaces. Maybe you also need to wipe down the switch plates. You always just want to get observant. When you're in a room and it's already picked up, look around and see, do you have a TV in your room that needs to be dusted? I like to clean the TV with almost no water, tiny bit of water and a microfiber cloth. And then once I wipe down the TV, I'll use that same cloth to just kind of dust the TV stand, which is, in our case, is one of our dressers. I mentioned having large dressers to keep the clothes contained. My husband has like a wide, long dresser that we put the TV on, and then I have a tall chest of drawers. So yeah, I don't really recommend two people sharing the same dresser. I feel like it's just not enough space. And then of course in the closet, our closet, the way the closet bars, speaking of closets, you may need to straighten up the inside of your closet, especially if it's a walk-in closet. If it's a small closet, you probably can't put much in the bottom of it anyway, but I definitely have to pick up the bottom of the floor from time to time. Things get tossed in there. But there's kind of an L shape with the bars that you hang the clothes on. I don't know why I can't think of what to even call those, but anyway, there's kind of an L shape. So one side is his and one side's mine of this L. And then the other side, like basically when you go straight ahead, there's a bar, my clothes are hanging there. To your right are his clothes. Then there's a shelf under that we put a lot of random items on for both of us, but we each have our own section for hanging clothes. His shoes are on the floor, mine are in a shoe rack. And then to the left, there's a wall. And this might be an organization idea or whatever. I've gotten those screw-in hooks and put a bunch of those on the wall, the empty wall in my closet. So I use those hooks for hanging up my various handbags, purses, tote bags, handbags. I also have a little metal thing that's a place to put necklaces and earrings, like for your costume jewelry to hang up. So I have that. I also have a little small mirror in there. I guess it's just the earring mirror. You try on earrings, you look in the mirror, at your earrings and necklace and bracelet that you pull. Well, you don't look in a mirror for the bracelet, but you look in the mirror to look at your earrings and necklace that you put on, from this little thing. So yeah, my closet is pretty organized. It's not perfect, but I have a system. Definitely before I put those hooks, handbags and purses were starting to kind of pile up. And, that's something that makes me happy to walk in my closet. I've got a lot of different choices of handbags and totes. Don't get me wrong, I need more. But Yeah. I think we all have things that we get a lot of. Like some people are like, I want to just keep getting shoes, which I have, I think a normal amount of shoes. I might have fewer shoes than the average person. I could use some new shoes. I'm not going to lie. But I could also use more tote bags, or at least one. I feel like I'm always on a quest for the perfect tote bag. Like I have bags that are perfect for certain situations, but I don't know. The other day, like we were at this rec center. It's an indoor pool. And other people had larger tote bags for bringing a bunch of towels for like the whole family. And I thought I need an even larger bag for the pool. And it is something we do year round. So it is normal for there to be swimsuits in our laundry. It was just a weird example. But a coat in the summer, not so much. When you get everything done that I've talked about, last but not least, you're going to want to vacuum or sweep your bedroom. That's almost the finishing touch. If you stripped your bed, you may need to put it back together, but you may have to wait for the laundry to be done. Or maybe you're just changing the sheets and you have another set you can put on and put your bed back together. Another thing you may need to do is deal with anything that you laid on your bed. Remember I said there might be some items where you're not sure what to do with them. Now that your room's under control and you've gotten so much done, take a minute to think about what to do with those items. A lot of times when I give myself a certain time limit on cleaning a room, like, oh, I'm leaving in 2 hours or whatever, I will sometimes cheat a little bit at the very end. Like, there are a few things that I don't really know what to do with. I might just stick those few items in a drawer because having the room clean, clutter-free, all at once is more important than doing the perfect thing with like those last 4 or 5 items. Yeah, sometimes it's kind of like when you're moving and you unpack and there's still a miscellaneous box somewhere, but you've gotten most of your stuff unpacked, you've decorated, the pictures are on the walls, and there are things in boxes that you don't want to throw away, but you don't want to deal with them right now. Yeah. Sometimes at the end of a project, I call it recovery time. You want to put your room back together. You want your bed cleared off. So if you're not sure what to do with those items, maybe there's some space in a drawer. And then in another decluttering episode, you can go through everything in this miscellaneous drawer or whatever. I talked about having plenty of dresser space. One of those drawers is sort of a junk drawer for bedrooms, at least for me. So anyway, I hope you got a lot done during this episode. By the way, special thanks to those who support our show on Patreon. We are starting a channel, it's called, for this show, a paid channel, which is another way that you can access bonus episodes. If you support us on Patreon, we do post we've been posting the occasional bonus episode in there. That's an episode that's not one of our regular episodes available to the general public. We do 2 free episodes per week, and then like once a month we've been doing a bonus episode. Well, I am in the process of setting up a channel on Apple, for those of you who listen on Apple Podcasts, where you could subscribe. It's a paid subscription, and that will give you access to our bonus episodes, which I want to start producing a bonus episode once a week. I'm not sure which day. Our regular episodes are on Mondays and Wednesdays. That's when they get released. With the bonus episodes, it might just be kind of haphazard. I'm not sure. Eventually, we'll probably have more of a system for that. But basically, I'm increasing those from around once a month to once a week. And you don't need both the Patreon and the paid subscription channel. It's one or the other because it's going to be the same content. I'm just waiting for Apple to finalize that or whatever. It's something that I'm trying to get set up. So if you need an extra day, if 2 episodes aren't enough, and let's face it, we need to do housework more than 2 days a week. So the bonus episodes provide an additional cleaning session for you to listen to at your convenience. But it does cost a small amount of money to either support us on Patreon or subscribe to that bonus thing. Maybe by the time you hear this episode, that channel will be up and running, but I'll let you know in a future episode whenever that goes live, so that I've already recorded a bonus episode. If you're on my Patreon, you may have already even listened to it, but we're trying to get this other thing going as well, just to make a more convenient way to subscribe. It's kind of like when you get an app on your phone. That's an Apple. If it's an iPhone, that's an Apple subscription, and it's just like bling, you enter your password and you hear this little bling and you just made the purchase. So that's how I think it's going to work with the paid subscription channel. And on those bonus episodes, whether you're getting them in Patreon or you're getting them on the paid subscription channel, those are the ones where I'm more likely to do a real-time cleaning session. Same with Jessica, where we're actually cleaning while we record, and it just kind of gives you a little bit of a behind-the-scenes look at our actual cleaning sessions. Obviously, I talk about what I did in a previous cleaning session, what I plan to do, and I do have a few real-time episodes that you can listen to just for free on whatever app you use. We have an extensive library of 200 and some odd episodes that you can go back and listen to. A few of them are real-time episodes, but in general, I don't do those anymore on the regular podcast, okay? Regularly scheduled episodes. So that's something a little extra. We don't expect anyone to support us financially, but when you do, we're super grateful. Anyway, thank you so much for listening. Don't forget to visit cleanwithmepodcast.com. Don't forget to follow this podcast, whether on Apple, Spotify, Stitcher, Google, wherever you listen to podcasts. We appreciate each and every one of you. It helps us when you just listen. And as always, happy cleaning. We'll talk to you in the next episode.